awesome, great morning to you. Welcome. You can tell it's really cold this morning. Of course, I have on a t-shirt and my little sweater jacket thingy. I cleared the windshield, but God, then it got foggy. So anyway, you guys know when it's cold outside. It's just cold. You know, it is what it is. So I got enough where I can see now. Let's get moving. Get the truck out. Let's go. All right, so I'm having a rush out this morning. Having a rush out because I have an event this morning at the church, and we just found out that one of Jennifer's really good friends just passed away this morning. So our hearts go out to that family. She leaves behind a husband, a daughter, and a grandchild. So, young lady, matter of fact, she's probably younger than me. And she's one of the best ones. I mean, she was always very sweet, very kind, always kind to me. Remember when I first met her, when Jennifer and I first started dating, she used to call me Rick Fox. So I always had really good fond memories of she and her family. They were always really kind people, and her memory will live on. And yeah, you know, life goes on. That's the sad part about everything. That's the best part and the saddest part is that life goes on, folks. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you, Tara. I wasn't really close to her. Jennifer was really close to her. So if you guys want to go over her channel and send her some love, I'm sure she would appreciate that. As a matter of fact, she had gone to see her last Saturday, and she and her other friend, her best friend, were planning on going over there today. And they were gonna meet up, and they were gonna go see her and see how she's doing and everything. And we just got the message. Message came in about 3 this morning. Of course, we were asleep. And yeah, the message came in this morning that she had passed on. So hey, just goes to show you that life is precious and life is short. Life is very precious. Life is short, and no matter what, we never get enough of it. You know, we never ever get enough of it. And no matter how much prepping you do, how much socializing you do, how much time you spend with your family or whatever, it's never enough. Life is fragile, very true. You know, I started watching this new series yesterday. Actually, I watched the whole season. This show called Alone. That show right there, I got mixed emotions. It's something I would love to go do, but oh God, I don't have. It's taught me a whole bunch of things about not only prepping, surviving, but really about yourself. You know, a lot of times we fantasize that, you know, the end of the world, and we're like, okay, well, you know, if all else fails and everybody else is gone, I'm going to make it. But do you really want to make it alone? You know, do you really want to be going through this thing we call life? Prince said it best. You know, this thing we call life. You really want to go through this thing called life by yourself? And it's an amazing show. It's on the History Channel. And these guys that go out there, I mean, some of them are like, I couldn't believe the police officer cracked the first day. I was like, this dude set up his little tent, set up his little camp. A couple bears walked up on this camp, and this dude he just freaked out. He couldn't wait for that boat to get there the next morning. And he said that was the scariest he has ever been in his life. And you can see the fear on his face. I mean, you can see the fear. So, yeah, it was good morning, Paul, in the chat today. All right, good morning. All right, so let's talk about the EMP series that I told you guys about. Written and spoken and directed and produced by Rizza, I think that's it, or Rizza. Either way, you guys know who I'm talking about. And it's the EMP series that he has. He has about 30 something days of an EMP, and it's kind of like a storyline, kind of like 1 second after, pushing your mind of something like that. It's told from a first view perspective, his perspective. It's a made up story, and he takes you through from him being at work. And when I get into the series, I think I went to like day 7, day 8. So if I go further than you've made it, then just keep listening, and you'll catch up. I didn't write any notes. I'm not going to have time this morning to do our normal 9:30. That's why I came in early, because I'm headed up here. I got one event that starts at 8 o'clock. Then we have a funeral that's going to start at 11. So I'm going to be up here from like 7:15 until probably 1:30. So it's going to be a really long day for me up here. It's not normal. So it all starts out, I'm just going to call him Bizzle. Bizzle's at work, and he says it's a normal, well, no, it starts out, he gets up, he gets a shower, gets ready to go to work, gets to work, and then all hell breaks loose. He's obviously he's a cable guy, and he's installing somebody's cable. He says it very nicely. He talks about the urban part, of the city, which means probably not the best part, not the place you definitely want to be during a EMP or an end of the world scenario. And everything goes black, mass blackout throughout the whole entire area, and he leaves his job instantly. He doesn't even say anything to the customer. And I've always thought about it, like if anything happens while I'm at work, I'm gonna come out from my truck, grab the few supplies that I have, and I'm trucking it home. I'm not gonna say anything to anybody. I'm just gonna start hitting the road. And that's the one. I'm gonna tell you guys, when I first started prepping, I was fortunate enough a year, maybe 2 after, I don't know, his series has been out a while. And it might even been 2 or 3, maybe 4 years after I started prepping, that I found Bizzle Gizzle. And a lot of things that he talks about in this EMP series, a lot of things at the time I didn't know. And as we go through this, I'll tell you some of the things that I didn't know. He talked about his fold-up bicycle. I didn't even know that was, I had no clue that those kind of bicycles existed until I heard that series. He gets home, he talks to his daughter and everything. He goes and pulls out his bob, which is the 100-gallon water container that you can put into your bathtub. I didn't know anything about that at the time. So I learned a lot from Bizzle through this series as far as things that you should have in your arsenal, but I didn't at the time. So I ended up ordered 2 bobs the day that I found out about it. And I'm so thankful and happy for his series that that he had enough foresight to do it, to write this series, because it helped me immensely. So that was one thing that I didn't know at the time. The fold-up bicycle, which I don't really have space or room for anything like that right now. I will make space, especially since I have a camper now on the back of the truck. I can make space for something like that. But right now, I don't think that's a prudent prep for me at this particular time. He's also fortunate enough to have a house where he has a swimming pool and a hot tub, which are critical because you guys have probably heard me say 1,000,000 times, water, 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 water. And even then, in the series, he comes home, fills up fills up his bobs, and then fills up all the 5-gallon buckets and pots and pans that he can find to put water in. Let's see what else. He talks about having a dog, and at the time when I discovered him, either we didn't have a dog or we got Tinky, like we had gotten her recently, And for those that know, Tink is she's the oldest one that we have. And I have a mixed feeling about dogs doing WRL, because they're great for alarm systems, but they're not so great for operation. Well, he even talks about that OPSEC, which is operation security. If you have dog, or if you have a dog or dogs, then they're always going to give up your position, because they're going to always be with you, and they're going to always alert your I don't want to say enemy. They're going to alert people where you are. So it works twofold. One, they're great to let you know somebody's coming. Two, they're not so great letting somebody else know where you are. So it is what it is. And in this situation, I would much rather have one. So that's the way I feel. But he talks about not having a dog, and he talks about his high dollar alarm system that that was no good at the time because there's no power. Let's see. He talks about communication in the first 5 days. He talks about communication. He has those little cheap walkie-talkies that'll reach up to a mile. That's pretty good. You can pick those things up for like, I think I got mine for $30 for both of them, and they've lasted for years now. And they're pretty good. They have pretty decent range. I think the battery over a period of time, is not that great. But if you keep them charged every day and you have solar, you'll be able to power them up. As long as you have kept them in a Faraday cage. He even talks about that, his Faraday cage. So, like I said, a lot of things that I didn't know at the time during his series, learned a lot. I had heard of Faraday cages, but I didn't know how to make one. So he talked about his galvanized trash can. I went out and got me a galvanized trash can. And if you don't know what a Faraday cage is, the theory is during the EMP pulse, because it's electromagnetic, it'll hit the metal and go around your electronic devices, as long as you have it lined with cardboard and you have that lid sealed. So they have Faraday bags on Amazon. Oh, I didn't know that. Wow, they have Faraday bags. Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. I did not know that. Awesome. Thank you for letting me know. And that's why I like doing these series, because we learn a lot from each other all the time. Well, I learn a lot from you guys. Hopefully you guys learn something from me, but we all learn a lot from each other. So thank you, Tara. I did not know that. That's amazing. Faraday bag. Wow. All right, so let me see. Now in my Faraday cage, I'll tell you guys what I keep in mind. I keep 4 walkie-talkies. I keep a CB radio, a small solar panel, and there's something else I keep in there. I was keeping a cell phone in there, but I don't have a way of. I was like, this is silly right here, because if something happens, cell phones, in my opinion, 99% of the time are not going to work. Okay, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but so I was keeping a cell phone, and I was like, this is silly. This is silly. But I keep, like I said, I keep 4 walkie-talkies, the kind that not little kid walkie-talkies, the grown people walkie-talkies that will reach pretty good. You can get a 10-pack of various size bags for under $40. Okay, that's cool. A lot more convenient too. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to take your Faraday bags and put them off in your Faraday cage. Probably not a bad idea. Also, I have heard that a good natural Faraday, if you know it's coming, a natural Faraday cage that you have in your house is your microwave. If you know something's about to happen, you can take, go and take your electronics, throw them in your microwaves, the ones that'll fit, and it's supposed to work as well. I'm not sure how effective it is, because most microwaves have that window, that glass, and I believe that I believe it's possible that and this is in a pinch, and the last ditch effort. If you don't have one, you can't get to it. An EMP is about to happen, and that's something that you could do. But it's always best to prep. It's still dark here in northern New Mexico. Yeah, the sun just came up here, so you guys, what, 2 or 3 hours behind us. So I'll send the sun over there in about an hour and a half or 2. So let's see here. He gets home, and then he talks about securing his house, securing his daughters. He talks about going to get his wife from work. And it's funny, it's always funny to me how, especially if one person is a prepper and the spouse is not, a lot of times the spouse that is not the prepper doesn't get involved in prepping until something happens. And I'm not saying something major like an EMP strike has to happen, but somebody loses their job, they go through a rough financial time, something, and then it kind of brings the other person into the prepping fold or prepping mix, simply because they're thankful that the one that is the prepper has done the prepping. So in this situation, he goes to his wife's job, picks her up. Of course, he has his what he calls his battle rifle, which is a AR-15, and I don't think I had mine at the time. When this series came out, I think I bought mine right after this series, to be honest with you. And I got a really great price on my AR. I bought mine used, which is a great thing about ARs because they're so interchangeable. It's such a great, great little. It's a great piece because you can find parts for it. It's very reliable, and even if you pick up one used, they're normally still in great working order. We would have several hours warning if the EMP is solar. True. Very, very true. So, if you got a Faraday cage, you can take all your electronics, throw them off in your Faraday bag, and put them off in your Faraday cage, and hopefully be okay. Let's see what else. Okay, so he picks up his wife from work, and of course they're just thinking it's a blackout or a brownout. And they're just sitting around chit-chatting it up. And he's like, did anybody check your phone? And that was one of the telltale signs that he knew it was an EMP when he was at work. Because when everything went out, when he checked his phone, there was a black screen. And he looked up and he saw an airplane falling out of the sky then. And he even said to himself, EMP. And his customer had no idea, no clue of what he was referring to. God warned me years before we had a downturn in our industry, and if I had not listened, we would have been in bad shape. But it's a good thing you listen. All I have right now is a 9mm and not enough ammo. But you know what? Whatever you have is probably 99% more than what your neighbors have, and ammo is just like anything else. For a while there I was buying ammo like crazy, and I feel like I don't have enough, but I know I have more than most. Not as much as some, but some is better than none. A whole bunch of something, a little bit of something is better than a whole bunch of nothing. Okay? A little bit of something. You guys take that with you everywhere you go. A little bit of something in a crisis is way better than a whole bunch of nothing. And if that's what you have, then if anything happens, then you got to make them count. And that's just what it is. And this guy, in his story, he talks about how he has 12,000 rounds. That's a lot of ammo, but that's still not enough. So he picks up his wife. She rides the bike home. He jogs behind her, and he says, that's when it happens. and he wished that he had kept on his, you know, his weight loss and his physical fitness journey that he had started a year or two before, because he puked his guts out on the way home. And it was only like a mile, maybe a mile and a half trek from her job to their house. So he says he pukes his guts out, and when they finally get home, he tells his wife, you know, go ahead and throw some steaks on the grill. And I believe it's going to be just like that after something happens. I think it's going to be like an upbeat party atmosphere. God, I wish we could watch American Blackout, because I believe, like, during American Blackout, that documentary, I think it's going to be just like that for the first 2 to maybe 4 days. I think everybody's going to be out grilling. Everybody's going to be out talking to each other about, you know, about what's going on. And me personally, I don't see anything wrong with it. You know, get out there and grill with everybody. Get out there and talk to everybody. You know, I wouldn't let everybody know what I had. But I would definitely, you know, but see, we don't eat meat, so us grilling something is going to be, you know, meal anyway. But listen, guys, I'm pulling up to the church now. I have to go because I got to get in here and start working like crazy. I'm supposed to be here at 7:15, and I'm right here at 7:13. So we will continue this another time, okay? Let me see, Tara. There is more ammo, 9mm manufactured than any other caliber. And that's the good thing about having 9mm, because if you have 9mm ammo, if you have a 9mm chamber, you're always going to be able to find ammo. I need to get more ammo bad, but my budget is so tight. I've been focusing on water and food and gardening stuff. And that's where I believe you're going to need more. I believe you're going to need more water and food than you ever will need ammo. And you can take that to the bank. But like we say, the BBBs are prepping. Beans, Band-Aids, and bullets. Alright, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. I enjoyed the talk. God, it only took me 22 minutes to get here. That's crazy, amazing. You know, it takes 25 to 30 minutes. But it's so early, there's nobody on the roads either. Alright, I'll send you guys some love. And hopefully I'll be able to come in later. I plan on getting home sometime this evening and setting on my box so I can watch the Wilder Fury match tonight. I'm excited about that. And of course, you guys put some great memories in your preps, you know, along with everything else, because when or if something ever happens, you're gonna need those memories. I can guarantee that. And that's one thing I'm finding out by watching alone, you know, because it's not gonna be a whole bunch to do, but entertain yourself with your mind. You're gonna need a strong mind. Okay. All right, guys. Take care. I'll see you guys later.